everyone, it's Emma, and today we're going to be talking about some free ways that you can live low waste. If you missed my first video in this series that I'm calling Practical Sustainability, you can check that out right here. And in that video, I talk about why zero waste is a privilege, but I also bust some myths about zero waste. So that's how I got the inspiration for this video, as I wanted to create something in this new series of Practical Sustainability that is easy for everyone. Hence the name Practical Sustainability. This series is designed to show you that you can still live sustainably, you can still live low waste without having to change your life a whole lot, without having to put a lot of time and effort into it. Just a spoiler alert for that last video. The key myths that I bust are that you don't have to buy everything. Zero waste is not expensive, zero waste can be easy, and it can be for everyone. This is just part one. I think I'm gonna be doing this in several parts as I think of more and more ways that you can live low waste for free. All of the parts to this series will be easy ways that I came up with that you can live more sustainably. I also have some other videos and some blog posts about how you can still be lazy and live sustainably, and how you can actually save money by living low waste, and even make money sometimes. I will leave those linked up above. I'll leave them linked down below as well. This list is mostly designed for ways that will cost you zero money, but some of them will even cost you zero time as well. I guess the hardest part for some of these is actually building that habit. A lot of us grow up in wasteful households. Just in our society is wasteful in general. So we have to break those habits that we've created over decades of our lives and learn to live in a new way. So I think that is the hardest part, but it is achievable. So with that, let's just jump right into the list. I do want to mention that these are in no particular order. None of these are better than the others. These are just as I thought of them, and they're not really categorized, so sorry about that. This first one is super simple, and that is to just switch off the lights when you leave a room. Even if it is just for a few moments, it will save you a lot of money in the long run. It'll save a lot of energy in the long run, and honestly, all it takes is a quick thought in your head to remember to do so. When there is a lot of natural light and the sun is out, turn off your lights during the day and just open your windows instead. I talk about this in a lot of my videos. We always use natural lights, we always have the blinds open, and we almost never turn the lights on during the day. Same with the AC. When it's at that perfect time of the year where it's not too hot, not too cold, and if you're in Okinawa, it's not too humid, you can actually just open your windows and allow the natural air to cool your home. I think we had the air off for an entire week. The weather was just perfect. And then at the flip of a switch, it got back to 98% humidity. If you live in an area that this is suitable for, I highly recommend you take advantage of it. Getting some fresh air, even if it is just a breeze through your home, is so nice. Another easy one to do when it comes to temperature in your house is turn your thermostat up 1 degree in the summer and turn it down 1 degree in the winter. This will be barely detectable by you, but it will actually save a lot of money and a lot of energy. I actually mentioned this one in my ways that you can save money by living low waste video, and that is to carpool. Now, a lot of us aren't going to work and school right now, but when we do that again, you can carpool to work or carpool to school, and you can take turns with your friends and coworkers, and then each of you can save a lot of money and a lot of gas as well. Similar to turning off the lights is to turn off the water when you're not using it. When you are actively brushing your teeth, when you are actively shaving, when you're actively washing the dishes and like scrubbing them, you don't need the water running if you're not actually using it. The next tip is to not idle your car when possible. I understand I come from a cold climate. It is very nice to idle your car in the winter to get it heated up so you're not shivering and have a ice windshield. But if you're like sitting in line waiting to pick up your kids, or you're waiting in your car a few minutes before going into work, just shut the engine off for 1, 2, 3 minutes. Even if it is just for a few minutes, it will really add up over the course of a year and over the course of a lifetime. Number 8 is to recycle your water. And what I mean is, don't use good fresh water to water your plants. Your plants love things like rice water, water that you cooked vegetables in, water that you cooked noodles in. And then for me, I just use water from my dehumidifier to water my plants. This is a great way to save a lot of fresh water, as it is a very precious resource. This next tip might take a little bit of time and a little bit of effort, but it is completely free, and that is to regrow your vegetable scraps. So some things that are very, very easy are things like green onions, lettuce, carrots, potatoes, onions. There are a lot of vegetables that you can grow from vegetable scraps that you just bought. I'm not a pro on that. I haven't tried very many, and if I had, I've killed a couple, so definitely be sure to find a better source when it comes to that. This next one is super easy. It just takes a little bit of remembering, and that is to unplug devices when they're not in use. I was always mindful of this a year ago, but I would forget all the time. But I'm very good about remembering now. For example, I charge my phone while I sleep. When I unplug my phone from the charger, I also unplug the charger from the wall. And devices are getting a lot better about not using energy when they're not actually being in use. A lot of energy still flows through that circuit, and then that's energy just completely wasted. So you can save money and save energy by just simply unplugging devices that are not in use. Some high energy consumers when it comes to appliances are things like TV and computer. If you're not using those, be sure to unplug those. Similarly is to just put your computer to sleep at night or when you're not using it. So while it might still be plugged into the wall, at least it's not on and running. Even if you just simply shut it off and it's not running, that in itself will save a lot of energy. I need to be better about that as well. Another super simple one is to just set your washing machine, your dryer, your dishwasher to an eco setting. If these sort of appliances don't have an eco setting, just set them to a medium temperature, because it takes the least amount of energy than it would to heat up the water or cool the water. So putting it at something that's sort of like the temperature outside is the best if you don't have an eco setting. Eco settings tend to use a lot less water and a lot less energy. From my experience, they still wash everything just the same, but you're not using as much energy. If you have the space and you do have the time, hang drying your clothes is another great way to save a lot of energy and save a lot of money. And of course, it's completely free. While this one does take a little bit of time out of your day, it does save a lot of energy. Another one that might take a little bit of your time, but that is to just see if your city has a compost pickup and a recycling pickup. The bit of effort and time that it will take for you is to learn how to properly recycle and compost and what you can and can't recycle and compost. But once you do that, it becomes second nature, especially if your city does the picking up for you, makes it so much easier on yourself, and it is a very easy way to live low waste. On a similar note, see if your community has a community garden or a community compost that you can just share with other people instead of having one and building one for yourself. A lot of times these community gardens also allow you to take fruits and vegetables for free as long as you put in the work. This one is super easy, super free, and that is to just pick up trash in your neighborhood. While it does take a little bit of time out of your day, if you're already out on a walk, just take a garbage bag with you. That's what I typically do when I'm walking my dog. I'll just pick up litter as I go. So honestly, it's taking no more time out of my day because I'm already out with my dog. Picking up the trash that you see on the side of the road, super easy way to live low waste. Well, I guess not live low waste, but I don't know, help the earth. This next one might take a little bit more time, a little bit more effort in planning, but you can plan a beach cleanup, a city cleanup, a park cleanup, whatever you have near you. Get together with a few friends and go out and clean up for a few hours. It's absolutely free. It just takes a little bit of time. Something that you can do from the comfort of your own home is to just email companies and brands. Let them know what you like that they're doing. Let them know what you'd like to see changed, because companies and brands really do value input of their customers. And if you don't think they're doing something completely environmentally sustainable, let them know and they might be willing to change. Same with your local and state officials. Email them, write them, let them know what you'd like to see changed from them, let them know what you'd like to see implemented. It might not happen, but just getting that voice in their head might actually make a difference. Something that you can do with others and with your friends is start some sort of group. Now, during this time of isolation, you might not be able to start an actual physical group, but until then, you can start some sort of Facebook group, Instagram group, whatever. And with this group, you can do stuff like beach cleanups, you can do clothing swaps, you can even just talk to each other about your ideas and sustainability, bounce ideas off each other, and just even get inspired. And with this group, or even a different group, is you can plan or attend a clothing swap. For example, me and 3 friends each bring a garbage bag full of clothes that we don't wear anymore. You get to look through each other's clothes. It's like a big hand-me-down festival. It's just a great way to get rid of things that you don't love anymore and then get new things that you love in return. And it's completely free. If you're bored during isolation, you can upcycle something in your home. For example, we turned old cans into a cat tree for Mochi, and in that I also upcycled some t-shirts and some old twine that I had. I've also found wood on the side of the road that I've turned into art for my home. The options are limitless. An easy one to do, especially if you're bored, is to watch a documentary. This can be something about minimalism, veganism. You can watch documentaries about different species and just learn about all sorts of different things when it comes to environmentalism. And if you're not into watching documentaries and movies, you can read a book instead. When it comes to reading, be sure to avoid brand new books if you can. Check out your local library, ask your friends and family if they have it, ask on Facebook Marketplace. You can get an ebook, an audiobook. There are a lot of options that are more sustainable than buying a brand new paper book. And the last one that I have in part 1 of this free ways that you can live low waste is to just Google topics you're interested in. Educate yourself. It takes no money and just a little bit of your time. And if you're honestly interested in something, using your time in this way doesn't feel like a waste. You can use it to look up the consequences of over-tourism, or why you should take public transportation, how launching giant mirrors into space can help fight climate change. I'm not joking either. I have a lot of educational topics I've created on this channel. I will leave them linked down below, and I also have some blog posts if you would rather read them. That's all the tips that I have for today. 25 ways that you can live low waste for free. I hope you enjoy this series. Please leave your suggestions down below. Free ways that you live low waste. I'd love to hear them. Love to get more inspiration for my next video. If you do leave a great idea down below, I will definitely be sure to feature you when that video comes out. Let me know how you're liking this practical sustainability series. I personally love it. I think it is great to show that everyone can live low waste, even just little tiny things like switching off your lights when you leave a room. It really does make a big impact when multiplied. My goal with this series is to show you that zero waste is easy, zero waste is cheap, and zero waste can be for anyone. And again, I hate the term zero waste. I prefer low waste or sustainable living. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really does help support my channel. Leave a comment. If you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe. If you'd like to see more from me, I will leave my Instagram and my blog linked down below. And until next time, remember that the small changes you make have a big impact in the long run. Bye guys. This is the color still good. Oh, I skipped some. Whoa!
Hi, buddy. Free ways to live low waste. Get a cat, kill bugs.
Yeah, I'll add that in there. You don't have to buy pesticide when you have a cat. This looks terrible. Why don't you do it?